Indeed, the truth is mighty, and it shall prevail. Each time someone stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, they send forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and injustice. Those words were spoken at the University of Cape Town in South Africa in 1966 by Robert Francis Kennedy. They are enshrined on his memorial at Arlington National Cemetery as well, and they have been a powerful source of inspiration for my generation ever since. Whether we acknowledge it or not, we are all responsible for each other and the world, which is exactly the way it is because consciously or unconsciously we have made it so. And while none of us made any of the rules that govern the universe or the human heart, we are all beneficiaries of divine promise that the world is still a safe place despite our fears, and we in it are not asked to do great things. We are asked to do all things with great love. Surely a lofty ideal is rare in a culture of so many compromised values and so much cynicism, a culture that all too often knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Yet there remains a very real and mysterious yearning deep within each and every human heart that compels us to journey outside of ourselves by descending deeper within. Yet this inadvertent route must be built to the specifications of the individual heart, and the cost is high. If it were not so, we would be left to question its value. For some, this inward journey may be a natural progression. For some, it may be a sudden shift. For some, it may be the result of a near-death experience or a dead-end realization. For some, it may be less a journey than a pilgrimage. It does not matter how we define it or when it begins, but it is absolutely essential that it continue, because it is only here where we can come to know ourselves in deeply revealing ways that confirm our worth and define our purpose. It is here where we are forced to acknowledge our powerlessness and where we begin to realize how truly powerful we are. It is here where the ego befriends the truth. We are free to visualize the very first small conscious acts of heroism that bring rejection from the crowd and satisfaction from the heart. And it is here, into this world, this demented inn, where there is absolutely no room for him at all, that Christ comes uninvited to lift us up and set us on the path that will unite the will of the Spirit to the work of the flesh. The Irish tell the story of a man who arrives at the gates of heaven. He asks to be let in, and St. Peter says, "Of course, show us your scars." The man said, "I have no scars." St. Peter says, "What a pity. Was there nothing worth fighting for?" However we perceive the purpose of our journey or the route we pursue, at the final twilight, when we must confront the reality of that undiscovered realm from which no traveler returns, the only things we can take with us are the things which we cherished and gave away with love, including our precious time and talent. I began my remarks with a poem by Tagore to honor America, and I would like to conclude with a poem by Emma Lazarus to honor all of America's immigrants, which includes both of my parents. My father was Francisco Estevez, born near Vigo, Spain on July 2nd, 1898. Oy vey, the very day the United States declared war on Spain. My mother was Mary Ann Phelan, born in Borrisokeen, County Tipperary, Ireland on May 22nd. 1903. They met in Dayton, Ohio, and were married in 1927. She had 12 pregnancies, 10 survived, 9 boys and 1 girl. I was their 7th son, and my real name is Ramon. We are hearing a great deal of anti-immigration rhetoric these days, and some of it is even coming from public servants, which is disturbing. But what is far worse are the many unchallenged, swaggering, and arrogant immigrant-bashing voices across the land. And those voices need to be reminded that arrogance is ignorance matured. America is the oldest country in the world. America is the oldest country in the world because it was the first to enter the 20th century, which was made possible in large measure because for the first 200 years of our history, America opened its doors wider and kept them open longer than any other nation on earth. The immigration issue is a vastly complex one that is worthy of an honest, intelligent, and compassionate debate, not blame, angry resentment, or the cowardly, irresponsible bluster that so currently dominates so much of the popular media. And I think from time to time we all need a very gentle reminder of just how this great experiment in democracy got started, not like the brazen giant of Refrain, whose conquering limbs were astride from land to land. No, here at our sea-washed sunset gates stands a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name is Mother of Exiles. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that Twin Cities frame, and from her beacon hand glows a worldwide welcome. Keep, oh ancient lands, your storied pomp, cried she. With silent lips, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp and my heart beside the golden door. Thank you. Now go out and change the world.